Hey everybody, welcome to Hop, Skip, and Dream Travels. Today we're going to be talking about cruises and not Disney per se. That's right, everybody. We are going to be talking about cruises, specifically what cruises I want to go on in the future, not necessarily ones that I have been on yet, and what it is that I do to look at cruises, not just for myself, but also what I would look for you as a client. So these are not going to be sales pitches. These are going to be me going over what it is that I prefer to do or how I like to research for myself and how I would actually apply that to you as a client. So let's move on. So here we have Princess. We're going to be going over Princess Cruise Lines and Royal Caribbean today. For those of you that are listening to the podcast, the audio-only podcast, I will probably try to be as descriptive on the websites as possible. And for those of you that are watching, obviously, you'll be able to see. So we're over at princess.com, and we're going to be looking at their website. Now, at the start of this, you would see their little banners saying that there have been updates to their cancellation policies, travel advisories, and their health screenings. So with that, on their main page, you'll see their big ad that they want to sell you. Today, it happens to be the Labor Day sale. You get $50 onboard credit per person or per guest, as well as 50% off of the deposit. View the deals. Pretty good deals. I've already looked on here before, but I kind of want to continue to go down the page. Underneath that, you'll have your destination, the month and year you want to travel, the start and end port, and cruise length. And then it allows you to select what cruises. That's kind of how I start, as I always look at the destinations. Where do I want to go? Now, right now, with the way money is for me and everything, I would stick with a local trip. I would go with Alaska. Now, I can book as early as September this year. I don't think it'll happen. I start booking as April 2022, May 2022, so on. And with these other cruise lines, unlike Disney, I can actually book almost 2 years out. So with that, we're going to go with a May 2020 cruise. It's right around the beginning of the season when you're not going to get too much rain versus too much sun, but unfortunately, you're not going to see as much wildlife. Now, the reason, and I should have started with this before. The reason why I'm talking about this is I've actually recently been watching two YouTubers. They're Emma Cruises and Tips for Travelers. And Tips for Travelers is with Gary Bembridge. And I happen to agree with a lot of what they have to say, even though I've never traveled on many of the cruise lines that they have. I haven't cruised nearly as much as any of them because I've only been on one commercial cruise. If you want to count my Navy time as cruising, and then I've been on a fair few, but not anything that anybody else could do. So we're going to do the start and end port of Seattle, and preferably 6 to 8 days. So that means, 7 nights, 8 days. So, and you see special offers. I'm a travel agent. So yeah, I should just click that. So, oh darn, then I'm not going to worry about it. So shows you the various cruises that you can do. Seattle, Juneau, Skagway, Glacier National Park, Ketchikan. Or you can do kind of a reverse. Ketchikan, the Glacier, then Juneau, then Skagway, then Victoria. It doesn't really matter much to me on which one we do. So there's $30 difference between the two. So does it really matter to me? Not really. And the reason why, and I'll show you why when we get there. So I'm going to go with more dates. And we'll go with the 22nd. And we'll be cruising on the Discovery Princess. So we leave Sunday the 22nd from Seattle. An onboard day or an at-sea day. Then we go to Ketchikan. Then Endicott Arm, Dawes Glacier, Juneau, Skagway, at sea, and then Vancouver. And I like that the Vancouver night day is, not even 5 hours. It doesn't take that long to get there, but what are you gonna do in port that long, So this is kind of the details. There's 50% off the deposit. And that the prices are listed per person based on double occupancy, no air cruise transfers, that type of thing. Lists you the various shore excursions that you can do. Seattle, you can go to the Pike's Place Market, Space Needle, Pioneer Square, wine tasting, Boeing's Future of the Flight of Aviation Center, the Hiram Chittenden Locks, the International District Lake Union. And they kind of list some excursions that you can pay for through them, which is so stupid. Just plan a day or two before or after the cruise to go to Seattle. So, honestly, I wouldn't even worry about it. But it allows you to select by the port of call. So like Ketchikan, Outdoor Adventures, Totem Bite State Park, Saxman Native Village, Alaskan Rainforest Sanctuary, Misty Fjords National Monument, the Great Alaskan Lumberjack Show, which I saw on my cruise. I think was actually pretty good. I saw a variant of it, actually. George Inlet and Creek Street, and that's what they have as the image on the thing. So they show lowest price to the highest price of their excursions. And actually, these aren't bad, actually. So, pub walk, nice. But as you can see, going through, you'll notice that they tried to tie some of these together. And as of right now, just plan on, if you were to book and get in this year for Alaska, you would probably end up doing you would only be able to do excursions through the cruise line. You wouldn't be able to go sightseeing yourself. So keep that in mind. So let's book the cruise. So we're going to go with 2 guests, myself and my wife. Ocean view sold out, balcony, okay. And $868 per person for an inside stateroom. Now this is where decisions need to start being made. When you are booking a cruise, you have to decide, are you one that wants to have the ability to either view the ocean or open up a balcony and go sit on a balcony and feel the ocean breeze, see the ocean, etc.? Or do you like a nice dark stateroom? I find that a nice dark stateroom is easier to sleep, especially the further north you go. I'll link Gary and Emma's YouTube channels down below, but at the same time, Gary talks about it when you go like the Norwegian fjords during the summer. You get to a point where you're up near the Arctic Circle, you are going to start seeing more and more daylight later and later in the night. So you want to an inside stateroom for those types of trips would probably be better. But, you know, and this shows you the various amenities. So an inside stateroom is approximately 158 to 162 square feet. Perfect for 2 adults, to be honest. 3 kind of starts to push it. And then 4, I would not even try, to be honest. I like the idea of having, just a room for me and my wife, that type of thing. But sometimes life hands you lemons, so you got to make lemonade out of it. So, and what all staterooms include is a comfortable queen bed or 2 twin beds. And that's the thing about some of these cruise lines. The beds are 2 twin beds that get pushed together to make a queen. Or a double bed, depending on the true size of the bed. Flat panel TV, cotton high thread count sheets, closets, hair dryers, bathroom amenities, refrigerator, private bathroom with a shower, complimentary room service, a desk with a chair, and a digital security safe. Now, I like that they, put their little notes here. And where's note 1 coming from? Trying to find where note 1 is. Some categories have portholes versus picture windows. Okay, so that's probably the ocean view right here. So it's no big deal. Only available on Caribbean, Crown, Emerald, Ruby, Diamond, Sapphire, Coral, and Island. Number 2, I don't know what that is. 3 is the room service. Complimentary room services on 6 days or longer. 3rd and 4th berths are available in selected cabins. Charges apply for balcony, dinner, pizza delivery, and beverages subject to change. That probably has to do with the complimentary room service. Oh, that was a 5, not a 3. My bad. I read that wrong. Charges. So where did 3 come from? Probably in these view mores here. Oh, there's nothing there. Anyways, long story short, you have to decide what you want to do. Now, I've done the inside stateroom on my cruise that I went on to Alaska. I didn't feel the need for a balcony. I had a friend that had a balcony, but you can be up on the top decks and see so much more because you can go from side to side and not feel like you're really missing too much. Now, you don't need to be going back and forth every 5 minutes to see both sides. Just remember that, especially when you're going to see your glaciers, you're going to go in one way and come back out the other. So you can literally see one side as you go in and see the other side as you go out. Get a nice spot. Just relax. So I'm going to go with the interior stateroom. Now, this is where the fare option comes in. This is kind of what's Gary's video today that I saw. It's from a couple weeks ago. Showed me is great about Princess. They pretty much made all of their cruises the medallion class cruises. And part of that is coming with the extra money for a refundable deposit. The best value is the Wi-Fi package, which I wouldn't actually use too much. The Premier drinks with service charge. Premier soda package, minors only. Crew incentive included, and a $50 onboard spending credit versus just the deposit and the $50. Now that is, $300 per person, almost. But when you think about it, it's also including your gratuities. Now you also see down here, for those of you watching, this is where you'll notice where your taxes, fees, and port expenses are. That's still going to be added into this price here. So when we select this, you're going to see it jump from I'm going to stay with my interior. And I like to choose my room location just as much as the next person. As you can see, when you get more midships, it becomes a little bit more pricey. Same with the aft, after being closer to more of the fun activities and stuff like that. So I'm going to go with, though, I'll up the price by $52 to go to mid-aft. And I like to be in the middle, so it's going to end up being the same. So let's see what happens when I go to midship interiors. For those of you listening, it's giving me options of deck 8, decks 9 through 14, or deck 15. Decks 8 and 15 are $1,200, $1,200, versus what is quoted as the lowest price, which is forward interior from $1,148. I've opted to go up to be willing to spend the $52 more to get mid-aft. But where I would like to sleep, decks 9 through 14, where you're pretty much surrounded by other cruise cabins on top, below you, left and right, and even behind you, I would rather have that. But they're wanting another $18 on top of that, which really isn't a big deal. It's another $36 per person, or $36 for me and my wife. Not too big of a deal. But let's see what happens if I go to midship interior. Now, if I go to midship interior, where pretty much I'm like dead center middle of the ship, it now jumps from $1,218 to $1,235. So I think we'll stick with the mid-aft. And do I want the nightlife, or I'll go with the $1,218. So we'll go and select deck 11. And we'll select this room, B523. Now it's an interior strike category 1B, I think. I'm believing or it might be IB, but it's located mid-aft, so just behind midships. It's a deck 11, the Baja style room, or classification room. It has a shower, not an actual bathtub, no connecting room, and a total size of 175 square feet. I want a bed configuration of queen, but you could do the twins if that's what you want to do. And so what it does is it breaks down, this is what your deal is. $1,218 per guest 1 and guest 2 for a total of $2,436. Then you add in the taxes and fees of $528, brings your total up to $2,964. I have to deposit, by the 6th, $250, and the rest of it would be due on the 21st of February. So, and then dining options, that's all done through their app. And I think that is a pretty decent deal. It's, again, because the point of it is I'm going to be not in my stateroom as much, although I understand the appeal of a balcony stateroom on a cruise like this. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, I would rather have an interior stateroom where it's going to be dark when I want to sleep, and I can get ready, and it's perfect size for me and my wife, and we can go spend our days out and about on the ship doing what we want to do. So with that, let's go ahead and close out of this. So I'm just going to click the princess and go back to the home page just so you guys can see what I did. I went back here. So now we're going to go to Royal Caribbean. So you can see they also have their current health protocols, travel requirements link up here. I unfortunately cannot close that one, but that's fine by me. So Royal Caribbean, finding cruise deals, ships, etc. Then we'll just do the same thing. We'll do Alaska. We'll do from Seattle. And we want to do May. So we'll try to leave around the same time. And go searching for a cruise. Now, Royal Caribbean, you're going to notice, is a lot cheaper. And why is that? Well, that is because not as much is included. It also depends on when you go. So, like, for example, this one here is the departure date of May 20th. You go from Seattle, cruising to the Alaska Inside Passage, Juneau, Skagway, Endicott, cruising, Victoria, Seattle. So you don't even get to go to Ketchikan. And then 7-night experience. So you go to Juneau, Skagway, Sitka. Sitka's always a fun place. But as you can see, as you get further, as the dates jump around, because they have several ships that do this. And it depends on the ship, because Quantum of the Seas is a newer ship. Although I think Ovations is also one of the newer ships. It's been a while since I've actually looked into Royal Caribbean, to be honest. But let's go with the May 20th date, because it's the cheaper one and I want to be cheap. And let's view the itinerary details. So we're going to depart Seattle at 4 p.m. Spend a day at sea. Sightseeing on the Inside Passage. Juneau. From noon to 10 p.m. That's a long time in port, actually, 10 hours. That's a nice, like, if everything's lifted by then, that'll be a great time to go do stuff. Skagway from 7 to 7, so 12 hours. Endicott, that's a pretty short time, 4 hours, so you must be right there pretty close to the entrance. Victoria, now here's what I'm talking about. Going to Victoria. Go and spending a day there, literally 10 hours. It's a nice time in port. And then we arrive at 6 and probably have to be off by 8 or 9. Now, an interior stateroom, you can see, is going to be, depending on when you go, quite hefty, or quite cheap, or quite hefty. Especially if you go like the 4th of July weekend. Oh, that's out of there. But we'll go with this date. We'll leave on Friday the 20th. So, discounts applying to your room. You get 60% off of second guest, flash savings, and instant savings. Estimated total for the 2 people is $1,268.80. Have a future cruise credit. You can apply that. Cruise with confidence. So let's continue with this and see if there's anything else we can do. So we're going to add 2. Oh, how many staterooms do we just need the 1. So I thought I was asking how many guests. We're going to have 2 adults, no handicap. And we'll go with the interior again. Oh, nope. We're going to pick our room. Now that's, see, $50 difference there. Whereas in the other one on Princess, you didn't pay that difference. It was the same price regardless of what you did. But we will pay the $50 extra. So instead of, wait, was that 50 or was that 60? Now I'm looking at it. Yeah, that's 60. So you go from $417 to $477. So $60 to pick your own room. Okay, now that might be worth the extra money. So 166 square feet. And you can enjoy basically one of your walls is made it to look like you have a balcony. We don't need a connecting stateroom. We can either be aft or we can be forward. Well, let's go to deck 10. All right, we'll just go with 10531 as our room. And now it wants the guest information. Now you'll see that, you get the BOGO 60%, instant savings, kicker savings, subtotal. Now comes the taxes and fees. So you're looking at, what did I say, $1,260 880. So you won't be able to see this, but I'm going to pull up the calculator. So you see, after taxes and fees, it's 1387.8 minus 1268.80. $119 and $119 even in the difference between the prices from what you pay or what you're due, or for what your total due is. Now you'll also see that instead of having a $250 deposit, I have a $500 deposit. So now this doesn't include any of the other things. Now, what are the other things that we are talking about? Let's go back to the home page. Let's go to deals. Let's see here. I am looking for their drinks packages and stuff like that, but I probably have to do that for my managing cruise. So no worries. That is quite all right. But what you end up paying for separately, sometimes cheaper, sometimes the same price when you're booking your cruise, is your drinks packages, your specialty packages. Sometimes you can get deals beforehand with the spas. Sometimes you can't. All of these things, prepaid gratuities, while they could be included in before your final payment, you can always add those in. That's not included in your final price. Whereas with the other one, that was all going to be included. That's what the crew incentives is. So, the gratuities. So, with that, I think that these two cruise lines offer quite the deal, because you can see all the different destination points they have, both Royal Caribbean and Princess. More than 300 destinations with the Royal Caribbean. You got the Caribbean and the Bahamas, Europe, Alaska, North America, Asia, South Pacific, and specialty cruises. You got transatlantic, Trans-Pacific, South America, Arabian Gulf, and North Africa, Panama Canal. Other cruise lines like Cunard, MSC, Holland America, they have round the world cruises that are pretty fun to go to. So let's see if Princess has destinations. Hey, even Princess has world cruises. I would love to book one of those. So I have a 2022 world cruise from Los Angeles and one from Fort Lauderdale, one from Sydney, Brisbane, or Auckland. Same thing for the U.S. in 2023. Now let's take a look at it. This incredible cities of Sydney, Jerusalem, Barcelona, Casablanca, and more await you before you return to LA on this 111-day journey, or complete your journey in Fort Lauderdale after 88 days. That's pretty cool. Now that we're here, might as well take a look. Los Angeles round trip. Dang, that's pricey. So for those of you listening to the audio, a 111-day world cruise round trip from Los Angeles. You have 48 ports. Los Angeles, obviously your embarkation. Honolulu, Kauai's, Kauai, Hawaii, Tahiti, Bora Bora, Pongo Pongo, crossing the International Date Line, Bay of Islands, New Zealand, Auckland, New Zealand, Tauranga, New Zealand, Picton, New Zealand, Wellington, New Zealand, New Plymouth, New Zealand. Sydney, Australia. Moreton Island, Australia. Airlisle Beach, Australia. Cairns, Australia. Darwin, Australia. Komodo Island, Indonesia. Singapore. Langkawi, Malaysia. Phuket, Thailand. Colombo, Sri Lanka. Dubai, United Arab Emirates. Twice. Okay. Muscat, Minikobos, Oman. Agaba, Petra, Jordan. Oh, that would be a fun one. Transit the Suez Canal in Egypt. I think that's just once, but you'll stop in Jerusalem. Kusadati, Turkey, to go see Ephesus. Githon, Greece for Sparta. Venice, Italy. Ljubljana, Slovenia. Split, Croatia. Kotor, Montenegro. Valentia, Malta. Sicily, Italy. Sorrento, Italy, for Capri and Pompeii. Rome, Italy. Villefranche, France. Marseille, France. Barcelona, Spain. Malanga, Spain. Casablanca, Morocco, for Marrakesh. Lanzarote for Canary Islands. La Palma, Canary Islands, Spain. Fort Lauderdale, Cartagena. A full transit of the Panama Canal historic locks. Punta Arenas, Costa Rica. San Juan del Sur, Nicaragua. Tulco, Mexico. Puerto Vallarta, and then back to Los Angeles. You save 50% off on deposit on this one, mind you. And it's $22,998 for two. I think it's for two. That could be per person, actually, now that I think about it. Let's go ahead and book it, but go through the process. Not even going to pretend to know that I'm interested in anything else. Yeah, so $2,300 per person, and $4,600 or $46,000 for each person. So $23,000 for one person, $46,000 for two. And as much as I would love to have a balcony for that, we're gonna go with the interior stateroom. And you better believe it, I would be going for the best value here. And I will choose my room location. I have no choice but forward or aft, but the cheaper is forward, so we're going to go forward. And upper deck. And it looks like all that's left is guaranteed stateroom. Reserve a stateroom for me. Wow. So total price after everything is $58,856. Or sorry, $58,886 with a minimum refundable deposit of $2,744 due on the 6th. So, like I said, I'm not trying to convince anybody to go on one of these world cruises or anything, but I will definitely be trying to get on one of those. So, like I said, I want to thank all of you for watching and all of you for listening. Please, if you're watching on YouTube, hit the bell notification when you subscribe, so that way you can get notified of all the new videos that we do. And second of all, please make sure to hit the thumbs up or thumbs down. Did I do a good job? Thumbs up. If I did a poor job, thumbs down. And then also be sure to check out Emma Cruises and Tips for Travelers, Gary Bembridge channels. Be sure to like and subscribe for them as well. And just remember, memories begin here. Take care, guys. Peace.